Picture this. You're standing at the gates of time. Behind you is a year of missed opportunities, distractions, and regrets. Ahead of you is the unknown, a stretch of days, weeks, and months waiting to be filled. But the gatekeeper whispers in your ear, "This could be your last year. How will you spend it?" Wisdom seekers, life isn't an endless horizon. It's a series of fleeting moments, each one slipping away like water through your fingers. Marcus Aurelius, the Stoic philosopher and Roman emperor, reminded us of this stark truth. You could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do and say and think. This isn't a morbid thought, it's a powerful awakening. It's the realization that every decision you make, every habit you form, carries the weight of your fleeting existence. If you've ever felt like a year has gone by in the blink of an eye, filled with busyness but not purpose, then this message is for you. This isn't just another New Year's resolution. This is about rewiring your life, cultivating habits so profound that they will ensure you don't waste another year. These habits are drawn from the timeless wisdom of Stoic philosophy, practical tools that helped emperors, warriors, and scholars thrive in the face of chaos. What if, by the end of this video, you could look back on the next year as the most productive, meaningful, and transformative year of your life? Make sure to like and subscribe if you haven't yet. Every like, subscribe helps us continue our mission of sharing knowledge. Ready to unlock more wisdom? Let's get started. Habit 1. Master the art of saying no. The word no is deceptively simple, yet it is the key to unlocking a life of focus and purpose. To fully embrace this habit, we must not only understand its necessity, but also learn to wield it with confidence and grace. Every time you say yes to something unimportant, you are closing the door to something that could change your life. Picture this. A man is invited to countless dinners, trivial meetings, and events that add little value to his goals. Out of politeness, he accepts every invitation. But while he attends these distractions, his dreams of writing a book, learning a new skill, or building meaningful relationships remain untouched. This man isn't rude or lazy. He's simply overwhelmed. His inability to say no has cost him his future. This phenomenon is not new. Even in ancient Rome, Seneca lamented how much of our lives are stolen by distractions. He warned that many of us live as if we are destined to live forever, taking on commitments as if we had infinite time. But time, he reminds us, is the one resource that once spent can never be regained. When you learn to say no, you are not just protecting your time, you are reclaiming your life. Saying no does not mean rejecting every opportunity or isolating yourself from others. Instead, it means discerning between what is essential and what is not. Imagine a painter with a limited palette of colors. He cannot paint every scene in the world, so he chooses carefully. Similarly, you must be selective with your commitments. To start, you must first identify your priorities. What truly matters to you? What do you want to achieve in the next year, the next decade? Once you have clarity, every decision becomes simpler. When faced with a request for your time or energy, ask yourself, does this serve my highest purpose? If the answer is no, then you have your response. Saying no can be challenging, especially when you fear disappointing others. But remember this, every yes you give to something unimportant is a no to something vital. By saying no, you are not rejecting people or opportunities. You are protecting your ability to focus on what truly matters. In time, you will find that saying no becomes second nature. You will feel less guilt and more empowerment. You will notice a newfound clarity in your life as the distractions fall away. And most importantly, you will have the time and energy to pursue the things that bring you meaning and joy. Habit 2. Embrace the discipline of daily reflection. There is a quiet power in the simple act of reflection. At the end of each day, when the world grows still and the noise of life fades, there is an opportunity to turn inward. Marcus Aurelius, the Stoic philosopher and Roman emperor, called this practice the nightly review. He would ask himself, what did I do today? Where did I falter? What could I have done better? This habit is not about self-criticism, but about self-awareness. Reflection is like cleaning the lens through which you view the world. Without it, the events of the day blur together, leaving you blind to the lessons they hold. By reflecting, you gain clarity. You see where you acted with virtue and where you fell short. You understand your patterns of thought and behavior, and you gain the wisdom to change them. Imagine a man who spends his days rushing from one task to the next, never pausing to reflect. He works hard, but his efforts feel aimless. He makes the same mistakes again and again, not because he lacks intelligence, but because he never takes the time to learn from them. This man is like a sailor navigating without a map, drifting, lost, and uncertain of his destination. Reflection is the map. It is the practice of aligning your actions with your values. When you take time each day to reflect, you create a sense of accountability. You hold yourself to a higher standard, not in the pursuit of perfection, but in the pursuit of progress. To make this habit a part of your life, find a quiet moment at the end of each day. Close your eyes and replay the events of the day. Consider the choices you made, the words you spoke, and the emotions you felt. Were your actions aligned with your principles? Did you spend your time wisely, or did you squander it on trivialities? Did you let fear or anger dictate your behavior, or did you respond with patience and wisdom? As you reflect, take note of the lessons you can carry forward. If you lost your temper, think about how you might respond differently in the future. If you procrastinated, consider what held you back and how you can overcome it. This process is not about dwelling on mistakes, but about learning from them. Daily reflection is a habit that takes only a few minutes, but yields a lifetime of growth. It anchors you in the present, while keeping your eyes on the future. It reminds you of your values and priorities. And it prevents you from sleepwalking through life, letting the days blur into one another without meaning or purpose. Habit 3. Live as if today were your last. Let me ask you a question. If you knew you had only one day left to live, how would you spend it? What would you say? What would you do? And what would you stop doing? Now let me ask you something even more uncomfortable. Why aren't you already living that way? This is not a call to reckless abandon or impulsive indulgence. It is a call to mindfulness, to presence, and to urgency. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Do every act of your life as though it were your last." He wasn't suggesting that we obsess over death, but that we use it as a lens through which to view life. The truth is, tomorrow is never guaranteed. Yet most people live as though they have an unlimited supply of tomorrows. They put off their dreams, delay their joy, and postpone the things that truly matter. "I'll do it later," they say, as if later is a promise. But later is an illusion. The only moment you truly have is now. To live as if today were your last means to act with intention. It means speaking the words you've been holding back, pursuing the dreams you've been postponing, and letting go of the grudges that weigh you down. It means treating every interaction, every choice, and every moment as if it carries the full weight of your existence. This habit is not about fear, but about freedom. When you embrace the fragility of life, you free yourself from the distractions and trivialities that don't matter. You gain clarity about what truly does. You stop chasing things that won't fulfill you, and you start cherishing the people, experiences, and opportunities that will. Living as if today were your last does not mean you abandon responsibility or foresight. It means you bring your best self to every moment, knowing that life is too precious to waste. It means you live with gratitude, recognizing the gift of each day. This is the essence of Stoic wisdom, to live fully, intentionally, and without regret. Habit 4. Cultivate the discipline of focus. Imagine a craftsman working on a delicate sculpture. Every stroke of his chisel is deliberate, precise, and unwavering. His hands do not tremble, nor does his mind wander. His focus is total, and through this focus, he transforms a simple block of stone into a masterpiece. This craftsman represents the power of focus, a habit so profound that it can shape the course of your entire life. Yet, in the modern world, focus has become an endangered skill. Our attention is constantly under siege by notifications, advertisements, and an endless stream of content designed to distract us. The average person checks their phone hundreds of times a day, dividing their attention into tiny fragments. With every interruption, the ability to concentrate diminishes, and the chance to achieve greatness slips further out of reach. The Stoics understood the value of focus long before the term multitasking even existed. Epictetus said, "Do not let your attention be divided or distracted by trivial things." He emphasized that a life well lived requires deliberate, undivided effort. Focus to the Stoics was not just a skill but a virtue, a way of honoring the preciousness of time and the importance of purpose. To cultivate focus, you must first understand its enemies. Distractions come in many forms, some external, like noise and interruptions, and others internal, like anxiety, overthinking, or a restless mind. The key to mastering focus is learning to guard your attention fiercely. Imagine your mind as a fortress. Each time you allow a distraction to invade, you weaken the walls. But if you stand firm, refusing to let trivialities enter, you preserve your energy for what truly matters. The first step to building focus is eliminating unnecessary distractions. This means creating an environment that supports concentration. If your workspace is cluttered, clean it. If your phone is a constant source of interruptions, turn off notifications or place it in another room. These small changes may seem insignificant, but they can have a profound impact on your ability to concentrate. Once distractions are minimized, the next step is training your mind to stay present. This requires practice. Begin with small tasks, focusing on one thing at a time. If your mind starts to wander, gently bring it back to the task at hand. Over time, this practice will strengthen your ability to concentrate for longer periods. Deep focus also requires aligning your actions with your priorities. Many people struggle to focus not because they lack discipline, but because they are working on tasks that don't inspire them. When you dedicate yourself to something that truly matters, a project, a goal, a passion, focus becomes effortless. You are no longer forcing yourself to concentrate. You are simply channeling your energy into something meaningful. Another critical aspect of focus is learning to say no to opportunities that dilute your efforts. Remember, every yes you give to one thing is a no to something else. By focusing on fewer goals with greater intensity, you can achieve far more than by spreading yourself thin. Finally, recognize that focus is a finite resource. Just as a muscle becomes fatigued after exercise, your ability to concentrate diminishes over time. This is why it's essential to take breaks, recharge, and prioritize rest. The most productive people are not those who work non-stop, but those who work with intention, balancing effort with recovery. When you cultivate the discipline of focus, you unlock the ability to achieve remarkable things. You transform your life from a series of scattered efforts into a cohesive, purposeful journey. Like the craftsman sculpting his masterpiece, you channel your energy into creating something truly extraordinary. Habit 5. Develop an unshakable morning routine. The way you begin your day sets the tone for everything that follows. A chaotic morning often leads to a chaotic day, while a focused and intentional morning lays the foundation for clarity, productivity, and peace of mind. Developing an unshakable morning routine is one of the most powerful habits you can adopt, as it gives you control over the first moments of your day, no matter what challenges arise later. Consider the mornings of some of history's greatest thinkers. Benjamin Franklin began each day by asking himself, "What good shall I do today?" This simple question aligned his mind with his values and purpose before he took a single step. The Stoics, too, valued morning reflection. Marcus Aurelius wrote in his Meditations, "When you arise in the morning, think of what a privilege it is to be alive, to think, to enjoy, to love." Your morning routine doesn't need to be elaborate, but it should be intentional. Begin by waking up early, before the demands of the day can overwhelm you. These quiet, undisturbed hours are a gift, a time to focus on yourself and your priorities. Start with mindfulness. Before reaching for your phone or diving into tasks, take a moment to center yourself. This could be through meditation, deep breathing, or simply sitting in silence. Allow your mind to wake up gradually, free from distractions. Mindfulness anchors you in the present and prepares you to approach the day with calm and clarity. Next, engage in a practice that energizes your body. This could be exercise, stretching, or even a short walk outside. Physical movement not only boosts your energy, but also sharpens your focus and improves your mood. It is a reminder that your body and mind are interconnected, and caring for one strengthens the other. Afterward, turn your attention to your goals. Review your plans for the day and prioritize the tasks that matter most. This is not about cramming as much as possible into your schedule, but about identifying the few things that will make the biggest impact. When you start your day with purpose, you are less likely to be derailed by distractions or trivialities. Finally, take a moment for gratitude. Reflect on the things you are thankful for: your health, your loved ones, your opportunities. Gratitude shifts your perspective, reminding you of the abundance in your life and helping you approach the day with a positive mindset. An unshakable morning routine is not about perfection or rigidity. It is about creating a series of habits that ground you, energize you, and align you with your purpose. Over time, these small actions compound, transforming your mornings from rushed and reactive to calm and intentional. Habit 6. Practice the art of deliberate action. In a world obsessed with productivity, it is easy to fall into the trap of busyness. People rush from task to task, measuring their worth by how much they can accomplish in a day. But the Stoics teach us that it is not the quantity of actions that matters, but the quality. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "If it is not right, do not do it. If it is not true, do not say it." This simple principle, deliberate action, has the power to transform your life. Deliberate action means approaching every task with intention and care. It is the opposite of mindless activity. When you act deliberately, you focus on doing things well, not just getting them done. This habit requires you to slow down, to think before you act, and to align your actions with your values. Imagine a potter shaping clay. If he rushes, his work will be sloppy and fragile. But if he takes his time, working with patience and precision, he creates something strong and beautiful. Your life is no different. Each action you take is a stroke on the canvas of your existence. When you act with intention, you create a masterpiece. To practice deliberate action, begin by setting clear intentions for everything you do. Before starting a task, ask yourself, why am I doing this? What is the desired outcome? By clarifying your purpose, you can approach the task with focus and commitment. Avoid multitasking. The more you divide your attention, the less effective you become. Instead, give each task your full concentration. Whether you are writing an email, having a conversation, or working on a project, be fully present. This not only improves the quality of your work, but also deepens your engagement with life. Finally, take time to reflect on your actions. At the end of each day, review what you accomplished. Were your actions aligned with your goals? Did you approach your tasks with care and intention? This practice of reflection will help you identify areas for improvement and strengthen your commitment to deliberate action. When you practice the art of deliberate action, you elevate the ordinary to the extraordinary. You bring meaning and purpose to everything you do, creating a life that is not just productive, but profoundly fulfilling. Habit 7. Seek wisdom relentlessly. Imagine walking into a grand library filled with the collective knowledge of humanity. Volumes of philosophy, science, art, and history line the walls. Now imagine never opening a single book. Such a library is of no use to someone who does not seek to learn from it, and yet many people treat life the same way. They drift through their days without ever seeking wisdom, without ever questioning, reflecting, or striving to grow. To live a life of meaning, you must make the relentless pursuit of wisdom a cornerstone of your existence. Wisdom is not the mere accumulation of knowledge. It is the ability to apply that knowledge to live a virtuous and meaningful life. Socrates, one of the greatest philosophers of all time, declared, "The only true wisdom is in knowing you know nothing." This paradoxical statement reflects the humility required to seek wisdom. It is the acknowledgement that there is always more to learn, always room to grow. The Stoics believed that wisdom was the highest virtue, the foundation upon which all other virtues, courage, temperance, and justice, are built. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one." Wisdom is not just about thinking, but about acting. It is the bridge between thought and action, between intention and reality. To cultivate the habit of seeking wisdom, you must first embrace the mindset of a lifelong learner. This means being open to new ideas, even those that challenge your existing beliefs. It means asking questions, listening more than you speak, and seeking out diverse perspectives. True wisdom is not found in echo chambers, but in the willingness to engage with different viewpoints and experiences. Reading is one of the most powerful ways to seek wisdom. The pages of a book can transport you into the minds of the greatest thinkers in history, offering insights that transcend time and culture. But reading alone is not enough. you must also reflect on what you've read. Take notes, ask questions, and think critically. How does this knowledge apply to your life? How can it help you become a better person? Beyond reading, seek wisdom through experience. Life itself is the greatest teacher, but only if you approach it with curiosity and openness. When faced with challenges, ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How can this experience shape me into a stronger, wiser individual? Even in failure, there is wisdom to be gained. Surround yourself with people who inspire you to grow. Find mentors, engage in meaningful conversations, and learn from those who have walked paths you wish to follow. Wisdom is contagious, and by surrounding yourself with wise individuals, you elevate your own understanding. Habit 8. Practice gratitude. Daily gratitude is often dismissed as a simple feel-good practice, but it is one of the most transformative habits you can cultivate. At its core, gratitude is about recognizing the abundance in your life, even in the face of adversity. It shifts your focus from what you lack to what you have, from scarcity to sufficiency. This shift is not just psychological, it is deeply philosophical. The Stoics viewed gratitude as essential to a life well lived. Epictetus taught, "He is a wise man who does not grieve for the things which he has not, but rejoices for those which he has." This teaching is a reminder that happiness does not come from acquiring more, but from appreciating what you already possess. Gratitude, then, is not just an emotion but a perspective, a way of seeing the world. Imagine a man who spends his life chasing success, wealth, and recognition. He achieves many of his goals but is never satisfied. No matter how much he accomplishes, he always feels a sense of lack, a longing for something more. This man is not unaccomplished, he is ungrateful. His inability to appreciate his life has robbed him of joy. Contrast this with another man who, despite facing hardships, finds reasons to be grateful. He is thankful for his health, for the love of his family, for the beauty of a sunset. This man's life is not free from pain, but his gratitude gives him resilience. It allows him to find meaning and joy, even in the midst of struggle. Gratitude is a habit that requires practice. Begin by taking a few moments each day to reflect on what you are thankful for. These could be big things, like your relationships or your achievements, or small things, like a kind word from a stranger or a good meal. Write them down in a journal, or simply say them aloud. The act of expressing gratitude reinforces it, making it a part of your mindset. When you encounter difficulties, challenge yourself to find something to be grateful for. This does not mean ignoring pain or pretending everything is fine. It means recognizing that even in hardship there is something to appreciate. A lesson learned, a strength gained, or simply the fact that you are still standing. Gratitude also deepens your connections with others. When you express gratitude to the people in your life, you strengthen your relationships and create a sense of mutual appreciation. A simple thank you can have a profound impact, reminding others and yourself of the value of kindness and connection. By practicing gratitude daily, you transform your outlook on life. You begin to see abundance where you once saw lack, opportunities where you once saw obstacles, and beauty where you once saw mundanity. Gratitude is not just a habit, it is a way of living that enriches every moment. Habit 9. Build inner resilience. Life is unpredictable. Challenges will arise, plans will falter, and circumstances will change. In the face of these uncertainties, the difference between thriving and merely surviving lies in your inner resilience. Resilience is the ability to adapt, to endure, and to emerge stronger from adversity. It is not about avoiding hardship, but about embracing it as an opportunity for growth. The Stoics understood this well. They taught that while we cannot control external events, we can control our responses to them. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This philosophy is the foundation of resilience, the understanding that your inner world, not the outer one, determines your strength. Resilience begins with mindset. When faced with a challenge, you have a choice. You can view it as a burden or as a test of your character. The Stoics encouraged us to see obstacles as opportunities. Epictetus said, "Difficulties are things that show a person what they are." Each hardship is a chance to prove your strength, to practice patience, and to refine your character. Building resilience also requires self-awareness. Pay attention to how you react to stress, fear, or disappointment. Do you retreat, lash out, or give up? Recognize these patterns and work to replace them with healthier responses. For example, instead of dwelling on what went wrong, focus on what you can do to move forward. Instead of fearing failure, see it as a stepping stone to success. Another key to resilience is self-care. Strengthening your mind requires strengthening your body. Get enough sleep, eat nourishing food, and engage in regular physical activity. These habits not only improve your physical health, but also boost your mental and emotional well-being, giving you the energy and clarity to face life's challenges. Resilience is also about connection. Surround yourself with people who uplift and support you. Share your struggles, seek advice, and offer help in return. Human connection is a source of strength, reminding you that you are never alone in your journey. Finally, cultivate a sense of purpose. Resilient people are often driven by something greater than themselves, a mission, a passion, or a set of values. When you have a clear sense of purpose, you can endure almost anything because you know what you are fighting for. Resilience is not something you are born with. It is something you build through effort and experience. Each time you face a challenge, you have the opportunity to grow stronger. And as you build resilience, you not only prepare yourself for future hardships, but also deepen your appreciation for the beauty and complexity of life. Habit 10. Embrace the power of self-reflection. When you look into the mirror, what do you see? Not just your physical appearance, but your soul, your character, your essence. Do you recognize the person staring back at you? Or do you find that you have drifted far from who you want to be? Self-reflection is the practice of turning inward, of honestly and thoughtfully assessing your actions, thoughts, and emotions. It is the art of looking at yourself not with judgment, but with curiosity, compassion, and a desire for growth. Through self-reflection, you can uncover the truths about who you are and who you are becoming, and this awareness has the power to transform your life. The great philosopher Socrates is perhaps best known for his declaration, "The unexamined life is not worth living." These words have echoed through the ages, reminding us that without self-reflection, life becomes a series of mechanical actions devoid of meaning. When we fail to examine our choices, we fall into autopilot, allowing our habits, our fears, and our past experiences to dictate our present. Self-reflection interrupts this cycle. It brings us back to our center, inviting us to consciously choose who we want to be in each moment. But self-reflection is not just about thinking, it's about deep introspection. It's the practice of questioning your beliefs, actions, and motives. Why did you react in a particular way in that situation? What was the underlying emotion driving your decision? What did you learn from the experience? It's easy to go through life without asking these questions, to assume that we already know everything about ourselves. But the truth is that we are often blind to our own biases, habits, and patterns. Self-reflection helps us lift the veil of unconsciousness and reveals the parts of ourselves that need attention. In the Stoic tradition, self-reflection was central to personal growth. Marcus Aurelius, in his Meditations, wrote with incredible vulnerability, examining his own thoughts and actions. He often reminded himself that life is fleeting, urging himself to make the most of every moment. His reflections were not just abstract thoughts, but guides for living a better, more meaningful life. He asked himself questions such as, am I being true to my values? Am I acting with integrity? Am I living in accordance with my nature? To truly benefit from self-reflection, you must create space for it. This means setting aside time each day, even just a few minutes, to pause and assess. Find a quiet place where you can be alone with your thoughts, free from distractions. Ask yourself the hard questions. Consider your actions, your emotions, and your thoughts. Don't rush the process. Allow yourself the time and space to truly understand what is happening within you. One powerful tool for self-reflection is journaling. Writing down your thoughts allows you to externalize your internal world, making it easier to see patterns, recognize areas for improvement, and celebrate progress. Each day, take a moment to reflect on what went well and what didn't. What did you learn today? What can you do differently tomorrow? Over time, your journal becomes a map of your personal growth, a record of your transformation. Self-reflection also requires honesty. It's easy to justify actions that don't align with your values or to blame others for your struggles. But true self-reflection means looking at yourself with a clear, unbiased lens. It's not about being harsh or self-critical, but about being truthful. If you made a mistake, acknowledge it without shame. If you fell short of your standards, understand why and resolve to do better next time. The goal is not perfection, but progress. As you engage in regular self-reflection, you begin to develop a deeper understanding of who you are and who you want to become. You build a sense of agency, recognizing that your life is shaped by your choices, not by external circumstances. This awareness empowers you to take control of your actions and shape your destiny. Self-reflection also strengthens your emotional intelligence. By examining your reactions to situations, you learn to recognize and regulate your emotions. You become more aware of how your feelings influence your decisions, and in turn, you develop the ability to make choices based on reason, not impulse. This self-awareness fosters healthier relationships, more effective communication, and greater personal resilience. Ultimately, the power of self-reflection lies in its ability to create continuous growth. Life is not static, and neither are you. Each day is an opportunity to evolve, to become more aligned with your values, and to live a life of purpose. Through self-reflection, you give yourself the gift of transformation. Final thoughts. The journey of transformation. As you step into the new year, you stand at the threshold of something powerful. This moment is full of potential, and how you choose to move forward will shape the coming months and years. The habits we've discussed are not just strategies for success. They are tools for profound transformation. They are the building blocks of a life that is rich with purpose, meaning, and fulfillment. But remember, transformation is not an event, it is a journey. It is not something that happens overnight, but something that unfolds over time. The process of change is incremental. Some days will be filled with progress, while others will feel like setbacks. The key is not to expect perfection, but to commit to the process. Each time you fall, rise again. Each time you lose focus, return to your center. Each time you face difficulty, remind yourself that these challenges are the very things that will shape you into a stronger, wiser individual. As you embark on this journey, remember the words of the Stoic philosopher Seneca. It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it. Time is your most precious resource, and how you choose to use it will determine the quality of your life. Don't squander it on distractions, trivial pursuits, or mindless busyness. Instead, invest it in the habits that build your character, deepen your wisdom, and align you with your true purpose. The wisdom of the Stoics is timeless because it speaks to the human condition, offering guidance on how to live a life of virtue, purpose, and resilience. As you cultivate these habits, you are not merely striving for external success. You are cultivating inner peace, contentment, and strength. You are shaping your mind, body, and soul into a force that can weather any storm, a force that can rise above the chaos and find meaning in every moment. In the end, the new year is not just about setting goals or making resolutions. It is about creating the life you want to live, one small habit at a time. It is about choosing to live with intention, to rise above distractions, and to become the best version of yourself. This is the path of the wisdom seekers, the path of those who dare to transform their lives through deliberate, purposeful action. So as you stand at the threshold of this new year, remember that you are the architect of your own fate. Your habits, your choices, and your mindset will determine what you become. Choose wisely, choose boldly, and embrace the power of transformation that lies within you. You have all the wisdom you need. Now, go and live it.